Wow, like May is very chaotic. Hello, this is Carrie O'Donnell from Tarot Soul Writer. If you would like a personal reading with me, please go to my website, tarotsoulwriter.com. Press the book a session button. It should be self-explanatory from there, and I would be happy to do a reading for you. And always, my videos are for entertainment purposes only. And with that said, I am going to do the overview for May 2024. Continuing our story, and wow, like May is very chaotic and there's a lot going on. There's a lot of different aspects. The first thing that I was led to was Russia. So let's just start with my opening line that I wrote down. May is a chaotic month overall. Chaos is the word. Russia takes center stage in May. Putin falls. Financially, he is crushed. He no longer has power and control. The emperor falls, I heard. Putin falls. He is overthrown. I feel his end comes at the hands of a woman. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is some sort of an assassination or someone gives him up in some way. I'm not 100% sure what I was seeing, but I do have the sense that he may be passing. I feel like this is the only way he's going out, and it's not from illness. I get his passing at the hands of a woman. So I feel like this is some betrayal. I feel like May is when Putin is no more. The very least, if this happened earlier, this is when we will hear about it. This is when the world knows the truth. I wrote, the women of Russia wail. They no longer, if they ever did, support Putin. I get them actively working to take him down. And then I got Ekaterina Dunstova, the woman who was running against Putin. I hope I got her name right, because I got the woman running against Putin and I Googled it, so I think I have the right person. I wrote, she may not be running against Putin anymore, but I do feel barring her from running has failed, lit a fire, and accelerated Putin's downfall. So there's some connection with that act. I believe they barred her from running against Putin in December. And I feel like there's some connection between that act and what eventually happens to Putin. Then I see a siren, as in Greek mythology, the sirens that led men in the ocean to their doom. I wrote, I see a siren seducing men and luring them to destruction. Women in Russia want revenge. And then I saw an image of Medusa with the snakes in her hair. I believe Medusa was raped. I know I don't remember the whole story, but I do believe through her abuse, she became the monster that she became to turn men into stone. And I got a similar metaphor here. Specifically, I wrote, I get women using their sexuality to destroy men. Women who are deeply scarred, women who are deeply hurt and abused. So I'm wondering if how they get to Putin is through sexuality. But what I do get is that revenge comes to him through women, coldly and calculating because of their hurt and abuse. Then I heard, I will not have a child. This could be related to Putin's demand that Russian women have more children. Overall, I'm just getting women rising. They've been hurt, they've been abused, and now I see them turning. Whether this is metaphor or literal, that's what I see as the motivating factor for his downfall. Then I heard, "You have abused your mother, and now you must pay." And then I saw the old commercial, and I'm really showing my age right now, when the actress, she says, "It is not nice to fool Mother Nature." I think it was a butter commercial. So it tastes like butter. I was thinking, what do you mean by mother? Mother Russia, women, mothers in general. But I also thought of like Mother Earth. And it is possible that there's an abuse of land here with that image of Mother Nature, or possibly an environmental disaster in that area because of the war in Ukraine. So we do have to watch out. There's definitely, they've shifted from mothers to Mother Earth. So that's the only way I can put that together, that this is some sort of an environmental disaster type situation. Then I get young people in Russia rising. They will not be in control in Russia, but they are learning, growing into government. They are preparing for a future Russia. And this is not a distant future Russia. This is an immediate future Russia, but not yet. I got these scenes of when the USSR fell in 1991, and suddenly all these little countries were quickly asking questions of other nations, United States, other NATO nations. How do we form currency? How do we get together a structure in a short amount of time? It was kind of a nutty time as these countries emerged as independent. And I got something similar with the young people in Russia. Young people are learning and doing something similar behind the scenes. I see a stand-in for the king while the young prince comes of age. So I got that weird European image. When there's a child heir to the throne and there's a stand-in until that person can take control and power. Then I was moved to the United States. I wrote, the United States is dealing with truth and epiphanies. With the fall of Russia, a new anxiety creeps in. I get the cartoons when a light bulb goes off above characters' heads, like bing, being suddenly enlightened. And then I heard revelation after revelation. I got a confession from somebody. There may be someone around Trump who saves himself, admits what was happening behind the scenes. Revelation after revelation. Trump is exposed as a con man and a charlatan. He denies everything to the end. He is overconfident, believes he can lead, believes he can manifest what he desires. He continues to lie, to steal, and to fight. I heard petulant child. He is not right mentally. All right, so we're seeing some sort of tantrum, a petulant child. He's freaking out, and he's doing this verbally, but he's doubling down on things that make no sense anymore after revelation after revelation. Then I got Trump blocked legally in some way. I saw his lawyers trying to cut a deal. He is losing money, blocked from his money. There is so much anxiety here. So I do get something financial. Maybe this is when they're seizing assets. There's something here financial. And then I thought about this pretty much just now. Now that Putin has fallen and he might not be there anymore, if money was coming through that channel for him, in some ways, it's blocked. So he doesn't have that stream anymore. It's panic time, right? Because I don't have my guy, my backup guy. I don't have my sugar daddy. Right? So that could be part of what the block is toward his money. Then I wrote, I believe Melania leaves during this time. It will be public, but she just disappears, and we may not hear or see much of her again after the month of May. On a more spiritual note, this is a real turning point as we move May and June. I feel is a real turning point, not just for the United States, but for the world, where everything kind of comes to a head and real changes are happening rapidly. And at this time, I wrote, there is some angelic sighting in May. I don't know if this is a vision of Mary or of an angel. It's like a mass spiritual sighting. And it changes people's perspective. Usually these types of sightings happen, maybe there are a few chosen ones, like when you had Fatima and like she chose to reveal herself Mary to the children. I believe she was seen in mass in Yugoslavia, but usually it's a small group of people or some chosen people to carry the message. This one felt different. Like I feel like something may have been caught on camera. So that it's not just a small group, but like the world can see something or something goes viral. Nobody quite knows what it is, but it seems to back up people's experiences. So there is some sort of angelic presence that transmits some sort of message to the world at this time. I wrote, the Holy Spirit leads many people to the light in May. And I was wondering if they meant that other famous or well-known people would also pass in this month. So there's going to be a lot of rapid change. Those who listen to their higher selves during this period are left to synchronistic places to grow, to learn, to understand, and to be at peace. Be like a child again. Learn anew. Maybe you feel you are enlightened. Maybe you can't imagine being surprised. In May, you will be like a child, open, innocent, taking in new knowledge and seeing the world for the first time. Take care of yourselves. Self-care is super important in this month. And that was the end of my transmission. That was the end of my message for May and what they showed me. I'll be honest, it took me a while to get this one. And it seemed each time that I meditated, like I felt like things weren't set in stone. I even one day got a message to wait. And it really wasn't until today that what I was seeing or what I was channeling was finalized. So I feel like it's okay to send this out. I do feel May will be a chaotic month. I wish I had one of those easy months, right? Because so far from January to May, it's a rough one. And just when I think that maybe we've come to a turning point, it seems like they show me some other big events that are happening. So we'll see what June brings. We'll see if things calm down a bit. I'm going to give it a few days and then see what I can channel about June. But that is my reading for May 2024. As always, it is a pleasure to read for you. It is a pleasure to meet you. I've met so many wonderful people, and I really appreciate your comments and your support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share my videos, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye now.